Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Wednesday, September the 5th. I'm Clay Emo at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram, and I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. Always accepting new members. Got excited. Saw an Instagram video yesterday from the Vancouver Canucks, a 2 to 3 minute live video taken. A bunch of Canucks players on Rogers Arena ice, not formal practice or anything, not even a scrimmage, rather a skate. Get a chance to handle the puck. It was run by Sutter and Gabranson, I understand. Veteran players and prospects gearing up for this weekend's Young Stars tourney in the Okanagan. And many people, like me, were interested in seeing Elias Pettersson. And we saw, in the few clips we saw his great stick handling, his good edge work, his good skating, and a nice release, albeit on an open net. Heck, even I can score on an open net, but obviously Pettersson's a little better than me. I want to talk about the first power play unit today. I talked about this 4 months ago in a video right when the season ended, and I want to revisit it. And in that video, I talked about the fact that the Canucks power play improved to 9th overall last year, a tie for 9th, coming from the 20s. They're always ranked in the 20s for the last few seasons. Noel Brown comes back, goes back to the 1-3-1, goes back to the 4 forwards, 1 D-man, and like I said, the Canucks went for 21%, good for 9th, a tie for 9th overall. We lose Henrik and Daniel, but we bring in Elias Pettersson and someone else. So let's talk about who that someone else is today. Let's presume that the Canucks are indeed going 4-1, 4 forwards, 1 D. We know 3 of the forwards likely will be Horvat in front of the net, Boeser on the left, Pettersson on the right, and we know that the D-man will be Edler at the point. So let's talk about who that 4th forward may be, and let's also presume that they're, just for now, we're going to go with that 1-3-1 alignment that a lot of successful power plays use. The Knights used it, the Capitals use it, the 2 Stanley Cup finalists use it, with basically what's called a bumper in the middle. A bumper, think of a pinball machine. Bumper sits in the middle and the ball bounces off of it, and then it kind of scatters and distributes from there. Think of it the same way for a hockey power play. A bumper's in the middle, basically attracts the puck and then distributes the puck. And in this case, obviously the bumper can either shoot with a slap shot or a wrist shot or a snap shot from the slot, or pass the puck. Those are usually the 2 things that you can do with the puck, is either shoot or pass. You can skate with it too, but usually you don't do that on the power play. Okay, so let's talk about it. I put on Twitter, as I always do, a poll saying which of these 4 forwards would be the best fit on the Canucks power play, first power play unit. And of course there are more options than this, but I went with Eriksson, Gagne, Goldobin, and Virtanen. 300 votes, and it was good feedback to that question. To the question, I'll go over the results in a sec, but I'll talk very quickly about why I put each of those 4 guys on there. With Louis Eriksson, he's actually a bigger body, and he's good with deflections. He's good around the net. So if it was, I think some power play success would help him bump his scoring slump, so to speak. So if Eriksson was that 4th forward, I think you put him in front of the net, and you move Horvat up to the bumper position, because Horvat actually has a really good release, a really good shot, a quick snapshot, a good wrist shot. So he'd be effective there, and I think he's got good enough hockey IQ and good vision where he can play that bumper position. So if Eriksson goes in, he goes to the front of the net, and Horvat plays the bumper. Second choice was Gagne. You're not going to put Gagne in front of the net, and I think you're going to put him as the bumper if Gagne comes in. And he had great success with Columbus 2 seasons ago. Actually, it was a big reason why the Canucks signed him to a free agent contract in the summer of 2017. So maybe Sam Gagne can replicate his, I don't know if he'll get all 50 points he got 2 years ago, but maybe closer to 35, 40 points by being on the first power play unit. And we put Gagne in the bumper spot in the middle. Then there's Nikolai Goldobin, same as Gagne. I don't think you can put him in front of the net. He's too small. You could put him on the side, but do you really want to move Boeser or Pettersson from there? So if Goldobin comes in, very skilled, though very creative, so he might bring a flair of creativity. I think that's what he would bring to the power play, so maybe you put him on the first unit. And then there's Jake Virtanen. Jake Virtanen, I would put him in front of the net. He's fast enough where he can retrieve loose pucks, or, around the net, behind the net, to the side of the net. He's a big enough body where he can cause enough distress and distraction there. And I simply wouldn't want him in the bumper spot because I've seen how he shoots. I love the guy. He's my second favorite player behind Horvat, as you guys know. But he misses the net a lot. And you can't afford to miss the net too much on the power play. You got to get pucks on net, rebounds, deflections, tip-ins. You can't have the puck go careening wide and then going back the other way. Although Virtanen would be fast enough to chase down a shorthanded chance. So if Virtanen, if it was him, I'd put him in front of the net as opposed to in the bumper position. So of 300 votes, this is how you guys voted. 17% for Eriksson, 12% for Gagne, 31% for Goldobin, and 40% for Virtanen. So the least amount was for Gagne, only 12%. I guess some people don't believe he can recapture his power play magic from 2 years ago. And even Louis Eriksson got less than a fifth. He only got 17%. So maybe people aren't sold on him. It's kind of soured on him as an offensive, option. So really it leaves Goodobin with 31%, which is a great number, and Virtanen with 40%. So let's talk about those two. With Goodobin, like I said, very creative, and you can move him out of the middle. You can actually move him around quite a bit. He's not the fastest skater, but he's agile. I think there's a difference there. He doesn't have A to B speed, the fastest we've ever seen, but he's very quick, and he's a great skater because of, I think, of his size and his creativity. Because of his limited size, he's quick, and he's very creative. Those are two separate things. I don't know why I combine them. But in essence, Goodobin could bring a lot of creativity, moving from different parts, in and out of the middle, whatever it may be, and maybe sniping from the side. And he simply hasn't had a lot of playing time though over the past couple seasons, and maybe, I don't know if he had the confidence or the chemistry with the other guys, but maybe you just got to put him in there and give him a chance. So Goodobin's one option. The other option would be, of course, Jake Virtanen, and I've talked about him a lot in a lot of these videos. I love his combination of speed and his shot and his size and his skill, all those things, all those S words. With Virtanen, I think I would put him in front of the net, and he's not afraid to mix it up a bit. And a lot of Canucks fans want him to mix it up more. So I think he'd be actually a tiny bit better option than Goodobin, but it's kind of weird, right? If Virtanen's playing third or fourth line, let's say he starts the season on the third line, and then he gets shot up to first line power play. I'm not sure if I see that happening. I'd love to see it happen because I think a combination of him, Boeser, Horvat, and Pettersson across the front would be quite formidable for any opponent. And then one thing I just want to say, with Pettersson coming on the power play, last year although the Canucks did well, it was relatively easy, at least to defend Henrik. Yes, Henrik is an outstanding passer, and he can get it through people's legs, over sticks, under sticks. I'm certainly not taking that away from him, but we knew that Henrik wouldn't shoot. Opponents knew he wouldn't shoot. So in essence, they didn't have to crowd him. They didn't have to rush him. They could actually kind of clog those passing lanes, block those passing lanes, although Henrik was very good at getting the puck still through all those sticks and skates, whatever it may be. With Pettersson on the right wing, on the right half boards there, at least there's a threat of his wicked shot, a snapshot, a wrist shot, a one-timer, whatever it may be. And I think it will open up the Canucks power play even more. So that means Boeser will get even more opportunities to unleash his one-timer. That means Horvat might get more opportunities in front of the net if Pettersson can get it to the net. Excuse me. It might mean Edler gets even more shots through from up top. And whoever that fourth forward is, they might get more opportunities. Regardless, I'm excited to see what happens. Yes, the Canucks got to replace points that the Sedins and Vanek are taking with them, but I think a lot of progress, a lot of those points can come from the power play indeed. And I get excited thinking about it. I think a formation of Virtanen in front of the net, Boeser, Horvat, and Pettersson across the middle, halfway up, and then of course you have Edler manning the back end. Canucks fans, what do you think? Of those four forwards, who do you want to see as the fourth forward on that first power play unit? Do you want to see Eriksson? Do you want to see Gagne? Do you want to see Goodobin? Do you want to see Virtanen? Tell me who, tell me why, and tell me if there's another player that you'd rather see, either a different forward or a different D-man. Who do you want to see on the Canucks first power play unit? Leave a comment below. I'd love to read, react, and reply to it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a like if you like what I'm doing. I look forward to more frequent videos, maybe almost daily videos, as we gear up last month before face-off on October 3rd. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.